Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a video on my thoughts on the second, well, it's not really second trailer, but it's more the title reveal thing for Doctor Who, the 60th, because I think I did a video on the channel earlier this year for the sort of proper trailer, which was literally only like a minute and something long, whereas this is like less than a minute. I guess this was the thing that came out during Eurovision, and this also was more of a confirmation of what the titles would be called, even though supposedly people said that the titles got leaked a bit before this. Fortunately they didn't get spoiled for me, so I'm kind of, well, not live reaction, this isn't my live reaction, but this is just my reaction, I guess, to the info of those titles and what we saw in this trailer and that. The Star Beast, the Wild Blue Yonder, and the Giggle. The Star Beast is obviously already a title from, I think, a Doctor Who magazine comic strip / book. And I think as well it's from the like sort of late 80s, no, it might be a 1980s comic, but weirdly it has Tom in it, but that's because the magazine, Doctor Who magazine, didn't start until late 80s, I think. No, not late 80s, early 80s, sorry, and then I think the Star Beast maybe was one of the earlier ones. I like the title actually. I really do. I don't know why, but I mean, when I think of the title Star Beast though, weirdly I immediately think of Beast Below, which I think Star Beast would have been just a better title for Beast Below personally. But yeah, I think Star Beast, yeah, it's an alright title. It's already been a title, so not very difficult there. I guess in terms of naming, coming up with a title, I guess. Yeah, I think this one we know the most from, maybe. I assume it's the one with the Wraith Warriors, or the Wrath Warriors, how you pronounce them. I would have liked them more in this trailer. I think we saw them more in the first one. And I only say that I want to see them more because they look really good, surprisingly enough. You know, they're these like sort of bulky sort of aliens with these like crab-like monster things for hands and insectoid faces. They look very striking, but also very clunky to move in, and that's I love that sort of juxtave. Something trying to kill you, but it's a Doctor Who monster, so it like moves at a snail's pace, you know, and looks kind of a little bit cheap and a little bit naff, you know. Yeah, I mean, you've also got the bit at the beginning where he's on about, that's no ship, that's a ship in distress, or a spaceship in distress, you know, and just the essence of Tennant walking around London, Camden Market, or wherever it is. They shot it. He just looks and has that sort of Doctor Who-y feel to him, like aura. It's weird. It's hard to explain really, but yeah. The Wild Blue Yonder apparently is the one we've seen the least from, because that's supposedly the one that they filmed the most inside in Bad Wolf Studios. So who knows what's going to be in there. That also might be where there's the redacted stuff, like glitches and that. I keep thinking either new TARDIS, or not even a new TARDIS, but like a partly built / broken TARDIS. You know, because there's one shot behind Donna where it looks like a steel mill sort of exploded place, potentially, or part of a room, and then you've got Tennant and he's like, I'm so sorry, Donna, and then there's like a cylindrical thing with like bits and pieces inside it, and my mind immediately goes main TARDIS time rotary bit, you know. That's how mentally ill I am. I just, yeah. Wild Blue Yonder. as a title, I can't be the only one who thinks that that sounds like very Futurama, Wild Blue Yonder. I think partway through Futurama there was a thing called Over the Green Yonder or something, or The Great Green Yonder. So it sounds very similar to a Futurama title, as is, which is just kind of bonkers because Futurama's coming back and now Tennant's coming back, so it's like this weird, like we're in this weird, like we're going back to early 2000s, and then obviously a year or so ago there was the whole Obi-Wan show, which kind of again evokes sort of 2005 sort of Revenge of the Sith and all that, so very, very mad. The Giggle is the last one, which I think is very sort of playful and very funny, because I get a sneaking suspicion that there is something so obviously hidden in plain sight in these trailers, like the guy with the umbrella walking into the toy shop. That wasn't in this trailer, but that was in the previous one. And I feel like that is so obviously someone we should know who it is, but we don't. And that, like, Russell's just, like, typing these things up, just being like, these fans, these Doctor Who fans, they don't know what they're in for a treat, or don't know what the hell's going on, but they're in for a treat. It's so funny when they realise, oh, obviously it was this person, duh, sort of thing, you know. And it just kind of invokes this sort of, he's being playful, he's having a laugh, he's having a laugh writing Doctor Who, or being part of Doctor Who again, and that. There's also this sort of theory going around part of the fandom, which I don't know if is going to be true or not, but somehow this sort of like data bank sort of placed Tennant's in with the unbelievably strongly spiky sonic hair. What the fuck is going on with his hair in this one? But he's on about, oh, and he's laughing at us, laughing straight at us, or right in front of us, or something to that effect. And then loads of like faces come up on these monitors, and people are thinking that it's tied in old TVs, and this episode will tie in, or this one episode could tie into like the original creator and inventor of TVs and that, so, which I guess would be interesting, because I guess when Doctor Who originally came out in 63, TVs had only been around for maybe 4 years, 5, maybe even just 3 or 4 years for all I know. Like, they were in their early stages of television, so to sort of not just have this as a 60th celebration of Doctor Who as a show, but to kind of tie it back into the early way that TV was made back then, kind of would be so fascinating to me, and such a bold and interesting and fun and broader sort of celebration of just the format that Doctor Who is embodied in and endured for 60 years, you know. I think that would be cool. There's an ET reference visually with Beat the Meat being in like the toy box, or the place where there's moving boxes, and then Donna pokes at like, oh, what is it? And then it just goes, ah, or whatever. And that's cool for any ET fans, I guess. I think the idea with Beat the Meat is that they're gonna definitely try and make it the new Baby Yoda, but for Doctor Who, I can imagine being plushies, character option toys, pop vinyls, so on and so forth, you know, Beat the Meat on a t-shirt, you know, so on and so forth. So there's also the question of like, why did this face come back? Is it to say goodbye? Which makes me then think maybe Donna will die in this 3-part extravaganza, who knows? There's obviously the bits with Neil Patrick Harris and David Tennant dancing a bit, and we have all already suggested / thought of him as the Celestial Toymaker, so again, maybe this is some sort of like alternative dimension these episodes are set in, or like parallel, or like not even parallel Earth, but as I say, like a different universe or a different reality or a dreamscape, you know. Maybe episode 1 is set in our world, episode 2 sort of a dreamscape, and then somehow the Doctor and Donna and the team get out of the dreamscape, but he's still at large, and then in sort of defeating the Dream, well, not the Dream Lord, but the Celestial Toymaker, he then has to regenerate, and that, you know, I don't know, but Unit is in this series, but of specials, but not in this very much, if at all, which is again a shame. We saw them quite a bit in the previous one. Would have been nice to see him here. It looks like, at least for this like little teaser trailer or like title reveal clip, there's the 2005/2008 or 9ish title sequence, which is interesting because then it's like, wait, so how's the new Diamond logo gonna fit into that, like Vortex? Like, how is really old or really retro gonna go with this older style of title, well, more modern in contrast to that logo, gonna work into that time Vortex? I don't know, but are they gonna just like stick with the taxi logo / surfboard logo in the title sequence? That would be weird, but I don't know. I see that logo and it's synonymous with that title sequence just as much as the old one is synonymous with the sort of Tom Baker years. So yeah, Yasmin Finney is in the end of this one, I think, in the room that kind of looks like a treehouse. I don't know why, but I always think of it as like a treehouse for some reason. I think, yeah, the Giggle and the Star Beast I don't mind. Or the Star Beast, I think, is fine, is good, title wise, but the Wild Blue Yonder is I can barely even say it for whatever reason. I know that would be great if I could speak. As of this recording, we have got confirmation that a little bit after these stories come out on the TV, that the next year, for like sort of late 2023 or early 2024, that they will then get novelised into Target books, which is kind of fucking nuts. That already gonna novelise some new Doctor Who like that. Like, the turnaround is gonna be that quickly, like a month or two wait, so like 4 weeks or at most 8 weeks. But also the fact that these won't just be any episodes, but the 3 60th anniversary specials will be novelised. I don't know if they'll do like specific like bespoke artwork on the front, or like the Doctor Who logo will look even more bespoke and pretty on the books. But yeah, I just thought, like, for whatever reason, like, if you don't like the episodes, or there are certain areas or bits that you wish were more developed, or there was a bit more of Beat the Meep in the first episode, or this, that and the other, the novelisations might add things or take away things that you do or don't like from the episodes. So in a weird way, it's like we're immediately getting to re-experience these stories, but in a different format, in prose, like literally like 4 to 8 weeks after they've aired, which is just nuts. Because I mean, think about it this way: the gap between Day of the Doctor and the Day of the Doctor novelisation or Target novelisation was much longer. So, you know, it's kind of mad to think like this time Russell gets to do the 60th, but then immediately after he's just had other people novelise these stories for him really quickly. Or they'll come out hopefully fairly quickly after the episodes air as well. So yeah, so I guess as well, like, if people aren't ready to say goodbye to Tennant again, then you've got the books as well, and that. So there's a guy on a motorbike with like a weird mohawk, really bright orange mohawk, which gave me very sort of Torchwood vibes. Anything that's sort of like very action orientated in the Doctor Who universe that's in contemporary Earth makes me immediately think Torchwood. Don't know why, but it just does. But yeah, it was a very short one. This one clip. This one, but again, it was during Eurovision, so I wonder if that was why. I am curious to know if we'll get another trailer soonish. I mean, the rumour has been Comic-Con that we'd get one there, but who knows? Then there was another rumour, or not another rumour, but another video from Tharies even, that he said that that's been cancelled, that they're not going to Comic-Con, the Doctor Who team, this time, or this year. But yeah, interesting stuff. Titles are interesting. Yeah, I mean this time we've got 3 specials, so you've had to have three titles, whereas with obviously Day of the Doctor it was just 1 special, so one title. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please do comment, rate and subscribe to the channel.